Welcome, guys, to the daily analysis for May 13th. So far, this week is supposed to be the consolidation week. Yesterday, we had discussed how once we go below the lows of the previous daily candle, the uptrend is over. In the weekly watch list, as well as yesterday's daily analysis, I had mentioned that the following consolidation can happen in two ways. One is price pulls back to the 9-day moving average and just consolidates tightly while waiting for the 21-day to catch up. The other one is where you have a more severe pullback and price just pulls back to the 21-day moving average. Now, yesterday we had that drop to the 9-day moving average, and the reaction there suggests that the scenario one is more likely, which means that price will consolidate in a tight range while the 21-day catches up. All right. Again, we have to be open minded for both directions because there's a high likelihood that we are in consolidation now after yesterday's drop. All right. Consolidation means action both ways. When we come towards support, price can bounce rapidly like it did yesterday. And then again, towards the resistance, it can drop. So unless you're good at reversal trades, wait for some form of support inside the consolidation range to break in order to take a trade. So that's the structure on the larger time frames. In terms of news events, we have PPI today. Again, this is OPEX week. There's a high likelihood that we're going to consolidate in a range. So none of these news events are going to do too much to change things. All right. Just got to keep them in mind, though. So let's look at the structure or the levels for today. You guys can see the reaction from the hourly 50 MA yesterday, as well as this gap area. I think it's pretty clear where the neutral range of yesterday would be. It would be from 710 all the way until 699. Oh, it might be 696. I would probably put it at 699. All right, so that's your neutral range for yesterday. You guys remember 699 was a zone, and so was 710. So it's not a surprise that this ends up being your neutral range for today. If we can hold above 710, the higher targets are 713 and then potentially 716. You guys can see the previous reversal was from around 714.5. That's not exactly a zone. So if price does go slightly higher and then rejects higher, that's okay. That's part of consolidation. The consolidation range is approximately this. That doesn't mean price might not go and try and probe it a little bit. All right. So if we go above this, 716 is the resistance of interest. If we break above 716, you can look for 719. Those are your levels on the upside. What about on the downside? If we break below 699, we can go to 696 area where we potentially go lower than 696 area to fill the gap. So 696 and then 693 area. Those are your levels on the downside. What about SPY? SPY was obviously the stronger mover yesterday from the bottom, did not even go breach these lows while QQQ did, which again you see towards the end of a trend, right? SPY tries to lead, so it's not a surprise. What are your levels for that? I would say the neutral territory is this, 737 all the way until 731. So slightly lower. So even if SPY comes to the lows of yesterday, that's still part of the neutral territory. I would not consider it too much of a change. Any downside, any bearishness is only below this. So you should only short below that. This is your neutral territory. If we hold above 737, 740 is our next target. If we can go above 740, 743 and 746 are the levels of interest. Those are your levels for SPY. Now, how do you